This weekend will mark like the 1 year anniversary of Chris Rogo's first weekend with you guys. I was just wondering, how's he impacted your careers here since he got here? Like, what have been some of the big changes you kind of noticed in yourself, the way you play?
It's just nice having another goalie here. I mean, the other coaches are all great, but you can't really relate to them. And like goalies, we're a little different. We all relate to the position differently, and unless you've played it, you don't really understand it. And it's just helped. I mean, every day in practice he's here working on the little things, and we go out early 2-3 times a week, work on movements and just being in the right spots. So I think that's definitely made my game better and made things a little bit easier for me in that.
Just curious, like personality-wise, what do you like? He seems like a pretty easygoing guy. Is he one of those people that's able to kind of tell you what you're doing wrong without doing it in a way that kind of ticks you off? Or
Yeah, he really is. I mean, he's always got a joke about it, and he's got a great sense of humor, and he finds fun ways to work on things too. It's not the same every single time you're on the ice. Like, just go out there and skate for a half hour before practice. He finds good, interesting ways to work on things and help you improve.
I was curious too, have you seen ever gotten a chance to see any of his footage? Like, I don't know if you guys ever looked at videos from when he played or anything like that, or I was wondering how familiar you are with kind of his own history here. Yeah.
No, I've never seen him play. I talked to him a lot about playing in Europe, and he was with the Blackhawks for a while, and the only footage I've ever seen is a couple pictures around him around the rink, so not much else.
I was curious too, what are some, like, if you had to maybe think of one or two things that he's really changed in the way you'd like, what are, and I think you mentioned once, like, he has you make sure you get out in front more often and stuff like that. What are some things that you can kind of cite that are, ways he's really turned your game around?
Movements for sure. Like, I don't think I was ever really bad at movements, but he's made them so much easier for me. Like, just being in the right position all the time, and like, you learn to lead with your hands, get there faster, and definitely that. And I think rebound control has been huge too, getting out that extra step. So if there is a rebound, you're able to move and get there in time, and you're always in the right spot for it.
I did want to ask you too about the physical nature of your position. Obviously, Saturday, I'd never seen you kind of react that way before. I was just wondering what exactly happened on that play, because it seemed like you leapt up almost instantly.
I thought I had the rebound covered for a couple seconds there, and for him to come in late like that and give me a pretty good job. So I just figured, it was a pretty close game, and it was time for it. Maybe spark the guys a little bit by doing that, and it seemed to work. I mean, we lost Garlasco, but it was great that he stood up for me. I appreciate that, and seemed to spark the guys a little bit for the rest of the period.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that too. What does it mean as a goalie when you see one of your teammates, even if it costs him a game, just kind of fighting for you? I mean, how much did that mean to you and the rest of the team? What do you think they thought of his doing that too?
I think it's huge. I mean, it shows how much a guy like that respects me to come and do that. You never want to let your they say never let your goalie fight his own battles. So and when there's not supposed to be fighting for a guy to jump in like that and know what's going to happen when he's going to have to sit out a game, that's huge. And I think it definitely sparked the crowd, which in turn sparked their bench, and we seemed to play pretty well the rest of the game and period there.
How often does that not that to that degree, but how often does that kind of stuff happen again? It seems like goalies are kind of like catchers in baseball. You're kind of helpless because they'll get people coming full speed and you're kind of stationary. I mean, how often do you have in a typical game, do you get like contact maybe that isn't good, or I
think it's been quite a bit this year actually. I mean, there's against Quinnipiac on Friday there, I got popped pretty good, and I don't know, I like it though. It kind of fires me up and keeps me on the edge and gives me a little more motivation to keep the puck out of the net.
Do you get some good bruises though after like a weekend is over? I mean, you almost feel like a football player.
Yeah, it's more so from the puck than getting hit than anything, but yeah, you got a few of them.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to ask you about, I was going to ask a couple other guys too. I mean, this weekend you're playing Colgate and Cornell on the road, and Cornell was one of the teams you had a tough game against. How motivated are you guys going to be to kind of make up for what happened here at Shield when you play them?
Oh, definitely. We owe them big time. I mean, they're one of the teams on the list right now, them and Union and Dartmouth, but we definitely want to pay them back. It'd be nice to get a big win there. I haven't even won there yet in my career here, so definitely be huge to beat them on home ice.
Yeah, and that Colgate game too is a team that giving you guys some trouble over the past two. What do you think of that matchup?
Yeah, the same thing. I mean, we're going to take it one game at a time here, but I definitely like to beat them. I remember getting pulled there last year after 2 periods, so it's definitely in the back of your mind all the time, and you want that payback.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Paul.